Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela. I am so glad you could join me today. This video is really just me being accountable for things, and it's also kind of me spilling the tea on myself a little bit. Mild tea spillage, but also mostly accountability. I truthfully have so many little notes that I wrote for myself with very brief bullet points so that I could just cut to the point on this and not circle around and lose track of what I'm talking about. So, yeah, it's a little bit structured, but it's okay. I just kind of wanted to do this because I keep things very surface level on my channel here. I don't talk very much about anything really at all outside of like the very bare minimum. While I don't necessarily feel like I owe it to anybody to talk about anything, I do feel like I need to open up a little bit more on certain aspects of things. Mostly just like my shopping side of things and Bath and Body Works especially. And this is basically just Bath and Body Works related because it's been like a severe addiction for me since I got into it, apparently. But, okay, so to start, I'm a stay-at-home mom, okay? I have Andrew, he works full-time, so he's gone all the time. Okay, we have 3 little boys, 4 and under. We also have 2 dogs. We also have 2 horses, okay? Some property, well, only 5 acres, not a lot of property, but just a little bit. I have recently created my own wax melt business that I mostly just have through Etsy right now. However, I don't have like an average income coming in all the time on my end. We're a 1-income household right now with a bunch of little kids and everything like that. In the past, I worked on horse farms. I trained and I cleaned stalls and stuff like that my whole life until, gosh, I was probably like 25 or 26 when I stopped doing that actively. And then I went to retail. Corporate retail, I don't recommend it. It's okay. It's what I've done. That's Bath and Body Works is right in that era of corporate retail. So I don't work right now, which is what I feel like everybody's MO is. Not everybody, but a lot of people's MO is when they start a YouTube channel. Maybe sometimes people pick up jobs as it goes, but when they start their channel, it's typically because they're staying home for one reason or another. Now, that's not necessarily fully true on my part because I have a little bit of history with YouTube, but that's not the point. We're going to get into that in a little bit. To start with, we're going to go with the fact that my name is Boots and Mascara. It's not anything particularly specific. I never wanted to be just tied to one niche or genre or whatever, but like I know that's what YouTube wants you to do, but I'm struggling to find that one thing that I want to commit to solely for my videos. So for right now, I'm not in any particular community. Like, I have my toes in a lot of communities. Bath and Body Works, the anti-family vlogger community. I'm really big in that community. I have a few other random places that I pop into here on YouTube, but for the most part, I don't feel like I identify with any of them specifically for one reason or another. Like, I just don't fit in with the Bath and Body Works exclusive people because I just don't have the same mindset as them. So it's just, I don't. And I can't push myself to have the same mindset as them because it's not like everybody has the same thoughts, but like it's a similar mindset. Everybody has it when they're exclusively into like Bath and Body Works or like makeup or something like that. So I struggle. Is it a good thing or a bad thing that I'm not tied to a certain niche or interest? I feel like it's a little bit of both because, like I said, I know YouTube prefers you to pick a niche and like it sticks you in a certain niche and it doesn't like you to go out of it. I get that, okay? But I don't know how to find that on my channel here. So I just keep posting what interests me and I just go from there. That's just what I'm doing. So like I said, I don't know that it's good or bad. It slows my growth because I kind of hop around on what my interests are. Pretty similar areas, but like I hop around from spot to spot in those areas. So it's kind of making it a little more difficult to grow. I've been on here for so many years. It's not the point. I do truly love everybody who does come back to my channel. I love that. I've made such a fun little community for myself here on this channel. Like I said, I don't fit into the other communities, but I feel like other people are coming to me and we're making a little community for ourselves. So I'm okay with that. I enjoy that a lot, actually. When it comes down to it, though, in any community, in any genre, in any whatever niche or whatever you want, whatever have you, you need to do what works for you. Like, you don't need to follow what other people are doing, and it's going to be very difficult because YouTube is other people showing you what they're doing. So it makes it difficult to kind of put the blinders on and focus on what you're doing. I mean, you can still support other people. I'm not saying you can't support other people, but you really need to put the blinders on for what works best for you. And like, no one's judging you when you do something like that, when you figure out or do what works best for you. Literally, no one's judging you, okay? I'm happy for anybody who figures out what goes best for them, whatever that is, however that looks. I love that. I don't want people to struggle. I don't want anybody to struggle. It's a really big thing to avoid comparison. Like I said, especially on YouTube, especially if you yourself are a content creator, it's so hard to put those blinders on and not compare yourself to what other people are doing. It's a process. Trust me, it's a difficult thing, but it's what needs to happen. Okay, I know I said I was going to get a little more personal on things. This is where I'm going to dive in a little more personal. So when I started the beginning of this year in 2024, I had been posting regularly for a while now. But when I started 2024, I didn't announce it formally on my channel, but I told myself I was going to be on a low buy. That I was not going to hover buy things anymore like I had been the last few years. And that I was trying to change my thought processes because it's just getting too much. I'm just accumulating so many things. Even the things that I like. I'm only accumulating things that I like at this point. It's still so much. It's still drowning me. So I really don't like announcing things before I do them because it's just like bad juju. I don't like doing that. I like to let the actions show. But you know what? At this point, I feel like I need to just make it, like I said, a little bit more of a formal thing. Kind of talk about it a little bit more. Just kind of, I feel like it's like the elephant in the room for me. So I just kind of wanted to do this. I love shopping. I really do. I found that as an adult, I truly enjoy shopping. It's a fun time, okay? I love holiday shopping. As I got into Bath & Body Works, I love Bath & Body Works. That was like an extension of my makeup shopping addiction. So I love shopping. But at this point in my life, I really need to not do unnecessary purchasing because we have so much. I have so much. I don't need more. Okay. I just don't I have to use what I have before I can justify buying more. That's really what it comes down to, whether they're coming out with new things or not. I need to use what I have before I can justify buying anymore. So it's now October, okay, which I can't believe it's already October. So for these last few months of 2024, I'm reshifting my focus on things, and I'm kind of making it a little more public right now. I'm talking to my YouTube channel about this. I'm doing a stricter low buy for the rest of the year. Like I said, I had been on like a personal, not official low buy for all of 2024. However, like I said, at this point, I'm calling it, this is what I'm going to, I just need to change things. I need to change things a little bit. I had been casually saying, oh, I need to not buy so many candles. And while I had been doing a relatively better job at not buying as many candles, I also haven't been doing the best on that. So for the last few months of 2024, I am cutting down on my candle buying. We are doing a price limit. It's $12.95. I'm not doing anything above $12.95. And if I do make a purchase on one of those sales, it has to be not something I already have. So it can't be like the perfect Christmas or a hot cocoa and cream under the Christmas tree, anything. I don't care what the packaging looks like. I don't need extra packagings right now. I just don't. Okay, so I just don't. So I'm not going to. So, but like that cookie butter truffle, your girl's getting a couple of those. I'm getting 2 of those. That's what I'm doing. But so, like I said, in a situation like that where it's like a candle that I haven't had, I'm going to allow myself to pick up a couple, especially on a $12.95 sale, because you can't always guarantee that every candle is going to make it to SAS or on a good sale price. So you gotta, what does Bonnie say? Know when to hold them and know when to fold them. That's truly what you have to do a lot of the times. Now, I am putting all of this into effect through the end of 2024, like everything. So this is going to all go into effect for the rest of 2024, but I have 2 exceptions. I have Candle Day and SAS when it first starts. I have those 2 exceptions in here because I will buy candles on Candle Day for a good price. However, like I said, I'm not going to buy any that I already have. I don't need more that I already have. So if I find any from Candle Day or SAS, it's going to have to be something I don't already have. I'll get a little more in detail on specifics about that. So like I said, this is going to include but not include Candle Day and SAS. So it kind of goes up to that point, I guess, technically. Okay, and that's the lay of the land for candles. For body care, I'm just doing a straight no buy. I don't need any more. I have a few exceptions. If I get free item coupons and I need something, I will utilize those. The hand creams, the wallflowers, any of those coupons, if I get anything of that, it's just going to go for a Christmas gift because I don't need any of those. Yeah, no lotions, no pocket backs, no fine fragrance mists, no wallflower plugs, no wallflower refills. Like I said, no hand creams or anything like that. I don't need any of it. I just don't. I don't need any other random body care that they might come out with. I don't. Any free item coupons up to $16.95 I use would be exclusively for shower gels, but I can't see any shower gels that I would need at this point. I just don't. I have so many. Now this leads me to my why. Why am I doing this? Why am I changing my thoughts and my everything on this? Why am I doing it? Life is short. Like, you don't know how much time you have on Earth here, and I'm just not going to hoard things on the off chance that I might be able to use it later, because what if I can't use it later? Like, I know that's kind of like a darker thing to say, but it's not. It's true. Like, there's no point in waiting. The best time is now. So, it's just time to crack down. It just is what it is. You know, scent memories are a true thing. That's for good scent memories and bad ones. Okay, so I have certainly given myself aversions to certain scents, like Firecracker Pop, for instance. I can't do that one. That I have an incredibly terrible scent memory with, so that's a no for me. So I really feel like in the moment I don't know what those scent memories are, but afterwards, when I'm through this season of my life, I don't know what I'm going to have memories to and what I'm not going to, if that makes any sense. So I'm not so sure how into candles I'm going to be forever. So, like, again, that goes back to I don't need to hold on to candles for a better day, because the best day to use them is now, whenever I feel like it. So I really would like to just slim my collection down. I'm not trying to get rid of my collection or stop buying entirely. I just want to slim it down, become an average consumer. Like, when there's good sales, I want to buy 1 or 2 candles and be able to use those candles and go on that, and not have this gigantic collection that I'm having as a stockpile and going through and working through. Where I live right now, I do have an outlet to utilize. It's about 40 minutes away, but that's still an outlet to utilize. I've also become really more savvy than not on the sales and the coupons and everything like that with Bath and Body Works. So I'm getting better at utilizing them appropriately. As a bit of a disclaimer here, you need to do you. Like, collectively, we all just need to do ourselves with everything, and that's what we need to focus on. That's in the end. So when I'm sharing about my journey on here and what I'm doing and holding myself accountable and using my things, it's not trying to shame anybody else. It's trying to, again, hold myself accountable. I've been on YouTube for a very long time. I've been on here on this channel. I've had it since April of 2018, the beginning of April. I had another channel before this one, okay? It was just makeup. That was all I did on it. It was when I was living in Colorado. That was what I first started doing. But honestly, when I first started that channel, I was like, man, I was watching so many family vloggers, and I was like, if I had kids, I would do family vlogging. I would 100% do it. That was what I said up and down. So while I didn't have kids, I just did makeup and stuff like that. Well, when I finally had kids, that my son was about 3 months old, and I sat down, I was like, I'm gonna vlog today. This is gonna be our first vlog, okay? And I started it, and then the things I had to do to get the footage, I was like, hey, I can't do this. And that was when I officially was like against family vlogging, even though I had been for it previously. I like loved it up until that point, but so when I first started that other channel, that was like what I had thought I was going to eventually do when I had kids. But then I couldn't get into that channel, so I started a new channel when I was living here back in Michigan in 2018. And now, of course, when everybody starts a YouTube channel, their goal is to make money on it. I don't know a single person who hasn't started a channel and is like genuinely doesn't want to make money on it, unless they started it like in 2015. But you know, life just had other plans for me. So like I said, I started this channel in the beginning of April 2018. Then I had a really, really terrible traumatic brain injury it was April 21st, 20th. It was April 21st of 2018. I had a pretty severe traumatic brain injury. I spent about a month in the hospital where I don't remember anything, and then about a month where I kind of remember things. So it was a process. I had to learn how to walk again. I didn't have any control of my left side at that point. And you know, I had just started at Ulta a few months before I had the accident, and I was so excited about working there. I was like, man, this is gonna be perfect. I'm gonna start my channel. I'm doing this. I'm working here. This is gonna be great. And then everything changed. I had my traumatic brain injury. I could barely talk. Like, I could barely focus with my eyes. I couldn't drive a car. Like, I had to relearn how to literally do everything, how to use all of the function of my left side again. So like, it was a thing. I had a lot more to worry about than a YouTube channel for a couple of years there. On top of the fact, we went through personally a miscarriage, Andrew and I did. We weren't trying to have any kids, so it was a little unexpected. It was right around 10 weeks, so it was kind of a rough time to say the least, okay? And then that was in 2019, so I had the brain injury in 2018, that in 2019, and then we had our first son in 2020. So I've just been occupied with other things. Since that point, we have had 3 kids in total in just over 4 years. Okay, so my life and my goal and my focus, I'm very unashamed about and prideful about, is my family. I'm in my growing my family era, so focusing on YouTube 100% just isn't what it is for me right now. So again, of course, my goal would be to have this be something I could make money on, but just, you know, right now is just not in the cards for me. Like, it's like I said, it's just not. And that's okay. It's okay. Which leads me to that'll probably be my demise on here as a YouTube creator, because I keep my family as number one and I don't put the YouTube content as number one. So it kind of is what it is. But in conclusion, it's not just Bath & Body Works that I'm talking about. It's not like just makeup. It's not just family. You know, I don't show much of my family at all because, like I said, I'm very anti-family vlogger content and that whole thing, so I don't show much of my family on here or talk about them very much. I'm going to do my best to include my empties, the ways I'm focusing myself to use my products up and things like that. You know, walkthroughs, holiday stuff, skirting the exploitation of my kids, you know, in their life and everything that goes along with that. It's basically what I'm going to be doing and what I'm focusing on, what I focus on on this channel. Yeah. This all leads me to how do I show my life and everything like that without exploiting my kids when my life is my 3 little kids. Like I said, I'm a stay-at-home mom and everything. Like, that's what I do. That's what we do. Okay, so it's okay. I'm not like like I said, this is just, I'm in my growing my family era, and this just comes along with it. So I'm just kind of, I guess, giving an explanation for why things are so spotty with me and why I don't keep up on things the way that some other content creators do. But I am who I am, and I'm doing what I'm doing, and I have going what I have going outside of YouTube, and that's my family and my life. I may have like less content than some others do, but you know what? It's okay. For me, it's genuine. It's genuine for myself. Yeah, like I said, I love to shop, but there's nothing wrong with anybody adjusting things and changing things to make other things better in life. Whether it's your space because you're not adding new things to it and cluttering it up more, or your mind space, again, the whole clutter thing, or your money, again, because you're not adding unnecessary things. So there can be positives to all of it, you know, and in the end, you can still buy things when you need them. So it's just all, I say it all the time, I'm a work in progress. It's a work in progress to do anything similar to this. So, you know, again, I don't want anybody to feel any pressure for anything that I talk about on here, but for me, that's just what I'm doing. I'm not focused on buying things constantly. That's just not what I'm doing. Although I love buying and shopping, it's not what I'm doing. I right now really need to focus heavy on using what I have. I'm struggling on the body care train of things, which is why I'm doing a no buy versus a low buy on the body care. So yeah, but like I said, I just really need to focus myself in on these items that I already have for the rest of the year at the very minimum. Starting 2025 out, we will see how that goes and how that changes, but yeah. Okay, I've jabbered so much today. Thank you so much for listening to me hold myself accountable, spill a little bit of tea on myself. Like I said, I don't really talk too much about my personal life, but I mean, I spilled a whole bunch of nonsense today. So yeah, thanks for listening. I hope everybody has a great day. Until next time.